Preston Thomas of Life Academy.
Thank you. My name is Preston Thomas. I'm the principal of Life Academy. I'd like to start out, first of all, by thanking the board for having me here today and our school community to present to you kind of what we think is the next iteration of Life Academy. Just kind of want to go back and, you know, Life Academy at every step along the way used to be the Health Academy over at Fremont and developed as a small school and moved forward. And in each iteration of the school, I feel like we've taken one step further. And I really think that this next step for the school is going to move our school even farther into what our mission and vision is. And one thing I want to say is I know that this is, and I think every single board member has pointed this out, the fiscal realities of the state are just getting to a place where it might not even be possible anymore. And it really breaks my heart that that we're being put in this position. And I just wanted to say that, like, there are these rare moments where that fiscal kind of tension that's created, to put it nicely, creates like these really interesting academic opportunities for our students. And I feel like this is one of those few moments where we can kind of like expand on a school because of the fiscal pressures, and it makes really tremendous academic sense. I want to review a little bit and just state that there has been a tremendous amount of thought that's gone into this proposal. The decision making on this started probably about 3 years ago. A couple of just things that I want to note up there is that there's approximately 1,700 students that are middle school aged in our neighborhood, and only about 800 of them actually have a middle school seat. At the 5th grade level, the district has 851 students that leave the district. So there's a tremendous opportunity to recapture some of those students. If you look at the job market here in Oakland and you look at kind of in education, we talk about the achievement gap. But really what happens down the road is that translates to an opportunity gap and an employment gap. And in the state of California, that's 37.5% Latino, only 3.6% of the physicians are Latino. And the same is true for nursing, and the statistics are only slightly better for African American. So if you look at this, Kaiser's our largest employer. I believe it's the 3rd largest industry sector in Oakland, and there are 4 major local hospitals and tons of outpatient clinics. There's a huge opportunity for our students to have real vital careers here in Oakland, to be raised in Oakland, go to school in Oakland, go to college, and return back and serve Oakland. And that's really the vision of our school. And I just want to review our mission statement because I feel like the expansion to a 6 through 12 really allows us even to fulfill our mission statement even more. Life Academy seeks to dramatically interrupt patterns of injustice and inequity for underserved communities in Oakland. Through transformative learning experience focused on health, medicine, and bioscience, students are engaged in learning and inspired to acquire the skills, knowledge, and habits necessary to succeed in college and careers in the medical field. And if you compare that to the district's strategic plan, there's a ton of overlap there. And we created it separately. So one of the things that I just wanted to point out, and I won't go over this in too much detail, but at the center of this and what we find is that the student's vision of self is really what drives and motivates them to become productive citizens. Traditionally in education, we only look in that upper right-hand quadrant of foundational skills and content standards through standardized tests. But to become a productive citizen, it requires so much more. And in our 6 through 12 expansion, we feel like we'll really be able to push on the habits of mind, the habits of life, and the habits of work. One of the things that's really interesting in terms of program development is that if you look at the national core standards in English and math and science, they're far more closely aligned to the habits of mind, which is really the center of our curriculum at the school, through project-based learning and other opportunities to get kids to think and defend themselves publicly to authentic audiences. So last year, just kind of to explain where we're coming from, we set the mark really high. In the district's move towards full-service community schools, we were awarded by the district at the beginning of the year with a model of community partnerships to move to a full-service community schools. We also had the lowest chronic absentee rate for high schools. Yeah, that's where you get your money too, right there. The greatest improvement for proficient and advanced African American students on the ELA and the CST. Greatest improvement for Latino students in the CST math. We had the highest rated after-school program in Northern California. That's right, Alec? Yeah? Yep. Okay. We were the second school in the state to get the ConnectEd certification in linked learning that Director Yee talked about a little earlier. And then finally, we ended last year with getting a 6-year WASC accreditation, which are incredibly rare. So one of the things that I wanted to point to in terms of what we've done is, I'll go over the bottom part first, is that really we've done a great job at getting our kids towards graduation. And the teachers, parents, the after-school program have had a tremendous impact on our school community. And I remember when I was at Fremont, the graduation rate was less than 50%. Right now, if you look at the bottom of that chart, and I know it's really hard to read, but Life Academy right now in the district ranks second in terms of graduation rates behind Met West, and third in the entire city of Oakland behind American Indian Charter, Met West, and then Life Academy, which is one of the schools that is above the actual state average for graduation rates. If you look at the similar school rankings on the left-hand side, right now we're a similar schools ranking based on demographics of 7, and it's the highest in the district. And one of the things that's of note that's not in here is that the only schools that are higher than us in a similar school ranking are 6 through 12 charter schools that currently reside in the district. So putting that, just the vision and opportunity for Life Academy students, we definitely see that there's an opportunity for cascading leadership of having our high school students work and mentor with our middle school students. The culture will be grounded in the habits of Life Academy. We see support our students through community science internships to meet the industry demand, relevant project-based learning, and a commitment to youth development. We also see kind of an expansion of our advisory structure and extended day program to continue down into the middle school grades. Just the fiscal reality of this, and this is where I'm going to close out, is that there has been a lot of thought to make sure that this district was financially stable with the decisions around Life Academy. Life Academy, it has been said to me over and over again that 380 is probably the smallest size that a school could be and be fiscally responsible. In terms of that, what it's meant for us academically at the school, we've had to cut assistant principals, we've had to cut study tours to colleges, we've had to continually cut things. So really one of the opportunities for us is to get larger so that we can bring back some of those things. We did explore the idea of becoming a high school, of potentially a larger high school, but in the neighborhood in which we're located, it seems like there's tremendous opportunity for us to reach out to some of the middle school families that are currently leaving the district, and also we don't want to further aggravate a problem that currently exists where Fremont campus and other schools are under-enrolled. So it really seems like this is a great opportunity for us to push the academics, to reach out to some families in the middle school grade levels that might be opting out of the district and really create a powerful program. And I think that's it. I'm going to turn it back over to Mr. Montes de Oca. There you go. This was one of the big concerns that I had actually in this moment is right now. And I want to say that in this process, we have met with the United for Success families, and they unequivocally support their principal and their school. And that was something that was incredibly clear. And I feel like really when we have these conversations, on paper, there might be some things that kind of look like they're obvious solutions, but combining two school communities is incredibly challenging around vision, around the instructional program. And so we were very thoughtful, and we did engage in those communities. In addition, there's tremendous work happening as part of the SIG grant that's happening at that school, and there's a lot of turnaround that's happening in that school right now. And so I am really committed to making sure that both schools on that campus are really viable options for people in the community. But I do want to just, one of the things that, and the reason why I wanted to stand up and say something is because I did meet with the parents from United for Success, and I feel if what was mentioned here is going to be on the table, I really feel like those communities need to be engaged, because I heard loud and clear that they wanted to they were happy with their school right now, they're happy with the direction it's going, and that, they were really, if the conversation went in this direction, they would want to be here and be present for that conversation. So I just wanted to say that, in respect to my colleagues at the school, and make sure that I get to walk back in there happy.
Thank you, Mr. Thomas.